Jaxson Smith Njigba ended up being the best wide receiver out of the Ohio State trio. The reason is Jaxson Smith Njigba has star power on every single level of the game. He is a high volume target. He can't be guarded one on one, and he knows the field better than any route runner in the entire league when it comes to sitting down in zones. Jaxson Smith Njigba is a highlight reel, so much so that the Seahawks got rid of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett just to make room for Jaxson Smith Njigba. Jaxson Smith Njigba is so good that the Seattle Seahawks got rid of Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett just so that they could open up the entire offense around JSN. JSN and Kenneth Walker are going to lead the NFL in point production for fantasy football points. JSN is going to get targeted every single possession of the game because the guy on the other side of the field literally only came to hold his jockstrap. The only reason that Cooper the only reason that Cooper Cup came to the only reason that Cooper Cup was brought to the Seattle Seahawks is so that he could hold Jaxson Smith-Njigba's jockstrap. Cooper Cup will only get targets on plays where JSN was a decoy. Cooper Cup will only get targets on plays where JSN wasn't open. At this point of his career, Cooper Cup is a number 2 receiver, and that was obvious because Puka Nacua on the Los Angeles Rams ran him out of his city. We have never seen a wide receiver go from great to washed as fast as we've seen Cooper Cup's decline. I wish the best for him this year, but in reality, Cooper Cup is not a replacement for DK Metcalf and Cooper and Tyler Lockett. Cooper Cup is just a big name. Cooper Cup is just a big name that's going to act as a decoy the entire year so that Jaxson Smith-Njigba can move his way as to one of the best players in the entire NFL. Damian Lillard becoming a Golden State Warrior is going to be the best piece of the NBA story in 2026. When Damian Lillard comes to the Golden State Warriors, not only is he going to fill the role that Klay Thompson played, knocking down threes, playing off ball, and drawing attention off Steph Curry, but Damian Lillard's going to win his first NBA title in the same year that Steph Curry wins his fifth and becomes the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. NBA history is bound to be made if Damian Lillard comes to the Golden State Warriors and is a contributing piece to an NBA championship. The Golden State Warriors must give Stephen Curry one more opportunity to actually win a ring. With that being said, the Golden State Warriors need to get either Giannis Antetokounmpo, DeAndre Ayton, or Damian Lillard. They must have a star on their team because Jimmy Butler and Draymond are not enough to take them over the top. Welcome back to another episode of Thursday Coffee with Eddielinks. You know the motto. I've been early before, but I have never been wrong. Today, we're going to cover a few different things stemming from Arch Manning, BYU's quarterback situation, also touching on AJ DeBonsa a little bit. And then we are also going to go over LeBron James leaving the Los Angeles Lakers. Are you kidding me? Insane. And more. BYU's quarterback is being kicked out of the university for admitting to premarital sex. Why is this so important, you ask me? Because BYU is not a sports school. Athletes don't go to BYU to further their athletic career. BYU is a university that operates off of religion. They are a religious institution. They are not a football school. They are not a basketball school. So the question begs, why is AJ DeBonsa going to BYU to play basketball if he believes that he's an NBA player? NBA players go to college and play at schools that produce professional athletes. BYU does not produce professional athletes. BYU does not prioritize sports. BYU prioritizes religion and not having premarital sex. AJ DeBonsa, they do not care who you are. If you get caught having premarital sex, they will kick you out of the university. I repeat, AJ DeBonsa, they do not care who you are. If you get caught having premarital sex, they will kick you out of the university. So why are you going there to play basketball if you think you're an NBA player? It's not about the money for AJ DeBonsa. He's a confused and misguided individual who doesn't understand what is going on. They are paying him money to go to a school that won't further his career. AJ DeBonsa's career will begin and end at BYU. LeBron James leaving the Los Angeles Lakers is absolutely insane. LeBron handpicked every single Los Angeles Lakers teammate that he ever had the entire time that he was there, and he had zero success. The only success LeBron ever had in Los Angeles was the bubble ring that we all know was not real. The bubble ring was not real. Fast forward to LeBron James' career, LeBron has handpicked every single one of his teammates all the way to the point where LeBron had the Lakers draft his son to the team. And now LeBron James wants a trade. LeBron James wants to run from the mess that he made, the same thing that he did in Cleveland the first time. This is a repeat offense from LeBron James going to a city, ruining the future of the organization, and then disappearing. That's what LeBron James does. And LeBron James better stay away from the Golden State Warriors. Because if LeBron James is asking the Lakers for a trade so that he can hop on Steph Curry's bandwagon and win another ring, he will be the most hated basketball player of all time. If Stephen Curry is in contention to take LeBron James' spot as either number 1 or number 2 in the GOAT debate. Only one of them will make it in the GOAT debate, and if Steph Curry ends up getting that 5th ring, it will be Stephen Curry. So LeBron James is thinking, if I can go to the Golden State Warriors, then Steph can never be the GOAT because we will have the same amount of rings. That is a coward move from LeBron James, and I can see it coming from a mile away. LeBron can go to any team except the Golden State Warriors. If he goes to Golden State, it is the weakest move in NBA history above the Kevin Durant free agency move. If Arch Manning is so good, why was he playing behind Quinn Ewers last year? Quinn Ewers got drafted 6th round overall, and now all of a sudden his backup is the Heisman favorite? How would that ever be the case? Arch Manning came to Texas last year. He would sub into games and immediately throw interceptions. He was a turnover machine, and ESPN only played his highlights, which is good for marketing. It's good for media. I understand why ESPN did that. What I don't understand is why do all of these college football fans actually believe that Arch Manning is an NFL quarterback? There is nothing about Arch Manning that is NFL except his last name. His father didn't play in the NFL. He doesn't look like he can play in the NFL. His resume doesn't look like he can play in the NFL. His arm strength doesn't look like he can play in the NFL, and neither does his speed. So why does everybody who actually knows college football think that Arch Manning is going to be an NFL quarterback? It makes no sense. So I'll kill the narrative now. Arch Manning is the most hyped college football player to ever come into a season where he's going to be the upcoming starter. He has proved nothing yet. He has proved absolutely nothing, and people think that he's going to be in contention for the Heisman, including Las Vegas, as he's leading the Heisman odds.